Stop explaining yourself. Seriously, stop. Not because you are weak, but because you are done wasting energy on people who already decided not to understand you. Let me ask you something. How many times have you tried to explain your dreams to someone who laughed? How many times have you explained your silence to people who enjoy noise? How many times have you explained your grind to people who love comfort? And every time you explained, you felt smaller, more tired, more misunderstood. Because the truth is, people don't want explanations. They want results. When you're broke, nobody asks why you're struggling. When you're tired, nobody asks how hard you tried. But when you start winning, suddenly everyone wants your story. So listen carefully. This phase of your life is not for explanations. It's for discipline. It's for sacrifice. It's for silence. You don't need to explain why you're waking up early. You don't need to explain why you're staying up late. You don't need to explain why you're missing parties, calls, or comfort. Let them talk. Because every champion was once called crazy. Every winner was once doubted. Every legend was once alone. And here's the hard truth most people won't tell you. If you explain your vision to people with no vision, they will call you arrogant. If you explain your hunger to people who are full, they will call you ungrateful. If you explain your pain to people who never suffered, they will call you dramatic. So don't explain. Execute. Work in silence. Build quietly. Improve privately. Let your consistency do the talking. Let your results speak louder than your words. Remember this. Lions don't explain themselves to sheep. Eagles don't convince chickens why they fly high. And warriors don't ask permission to become strong. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to become unstoppable. And yes, there will be days when it hurts. Days when nobody checks on you. Days when your phone stays silent. Days when your effort feels invisible. But those are the days that separate the average from the elite. Because average people quit when nobody claps. Strong people continue even when nobody sees. You don't need validation. You need self-respect. You don't need approval. You need progress. You don't need to explain why you changed. Growth doesn't come with an apology. People will say, "You've changed." Yes, that's the point. You're no longer available for distractions. You're no longer comfortable with excuses. You're no longer explaining why you want more. You want more because you refuse to settle. And listen, this part is important. Your silence will confuse people. Your focus will offend people. Your discipline will threaten people. Let it. Because the same people who question your journey today will quote your success tomorrow. So when they ask, "Why did you do it?" you won't answer with words. You'll answer with your life, with your confidence, with your strength, with your success. No arguments, no debates, no explanations, just results. So stand up, lock in, and remember, this is not your season to talk, this is your season to work. No explanation, just elevation. At some point in your life, you have to realize something powerful. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your plans, your pain, or your process. You don't owe the world a reason for choosing yourself. You tried explaining before. You tried being polite. You tried helping people understand. And what happened? They judged. They doubted. They minimized your effort. So now it's different. Now you move quietly, because when you speak too much, people listen just to reply. But when you stay silent, people are forced to watch. And watching hurts more than hearing. This journey you're on, it's not normal. If it were normal, everyone would be doing it. The early mornings, the lonely nights, the self-discipline when nobody is forcing you, the hunger to be better when nobody is clapping. That's not common. So stop trying to make uncommon people comfortable with uncommon goals. You don't need to explain why you're obsessed. Obsessed is just a word used by lazy minds to describe focused people. You don't need to explain why you're tired. The grind doesn't come with comfort. You don't need to explain why you're quiet. Silence is the sound of someone building something dangerous. Let them misunderstand you, because misunderstanding is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Think about it. Nobody explains themselves at the top. Nobody questions the winner's sacrifices once the trophy is in their hands. Nobody laughs when the results are real. They only laugh at the beginning. When you're invisible, when you're broke, when you're trying. So let them laugh. Because one day your silence will turn into proof, and on that day explanations won't be needed. Your results will introduce you before you speak. And yes, the road will test you. There will be moments when you want to scream your truth, moments when you want to prove people wrong with words. Don't. Prove them wrong with consistency. Let every early morning be your answer. Let every rep, every page, every hour of focus be your reply. Because discipline doesn't talk, it shows. And here's something few people understand. When you stop explaining, you stop seeking approval. And when you stop seeking approval, you become free. Free from expectations, free from comparisons, free from the pressure to please. That's when your real power shows up. You start making decisions based on growth, not comfort. Based on purpose, not popularity. You start choosing long-term pain over short-term pleasure. And that scares people. Because when you level up silently, you become a mirror. A mirror that reflects what others refuse to face. Their excuses, their wasted time, their untapped potential. So they will question you, they will criticize you, they will try to pull you back to their level. Don't fight them. Outgrow them. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming focused. You're not heartless. You're becoming disciplined. You're not ignoring people. You're honoring your future. And understand this clearly. Not everyone who doubts you hates you. Some people just can't imagine going as far as you're willing to go. That's not your problem. Your responsibility is to keep moving forward when motivation fades, to keep showing up when nobody believes, to keep building when nobody notices. That's the price of becoming different. This phase of silence is not punishment, it's preparation. Every quiet day is sharpening you. Every lonely night is strengthening you. Every unanswered message is teaching you self-reliance. And when the time comes, when the results are undeniable, you won't need to explain the struggle, because the struggle will be written in your confidence, in your discipline, in your presence. People will ask, "How did you do it?" And you'll smile. Not because it was easy, but because you didn't quit. No explanation, just execution. So keep going, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's lonely, even when nobody understands. Because this journey was never meant to be explained. It was meant to be lived. No explanation, just growth, just focus, just results. There comes a moment in life when you stop asking people to understand you. Not because you failed to explain, but because you finally understood something about yourself. You understood that your path is different. And different paths don't come with approval. They come with resistance. So now you move differently. You don't announce your plans. You don't justify your choices. You don't chase conversations that drain your energy. You just move, quietly, relentlessly. Because when your focus becomes sharper, your words become fewer. You start realizing that explaining is often a distraction from the work that actually matters. Every minute spent convincing someone is a minute stolen from your future, and your future is too important to be delayed. This season you're in, it's heavy. Heavy with responsibility, heavy with pressure, heavy with expectations you put on yourself. But that weight is shaping you. Pressure doesn't break diamonds, it creates them. So when people ask why you're so serious now, why you don't joke like before, why you don't hang out like before, you don't answer. Because growth doesn't look fun from the outside. Discipline looks boring. Consistency looks repetitive. Silence looks strange until it works. Then suddenly, everyone wants the same routine you hated. They'll say you're lucky. They won't see the nights you doubted yourself. They won't feel the mornings you woke up tired but still showed up. They won't remember how often you wanted to quit. And that's okay. You didn't do this for recognition. You did this because you were tired of being stuck. Tired of explaining your pain to people who listened but never helped. Tired of explaining your dreams to people who only knew limitations. Tired of explaining your discipline to people who called it obsession. So you chose silence, and silence became your strength, because in silence you hear yourself clearly. You hear your fears, you hear your excuses, you hear your potential calling you out. Silence forces honesty. It forces you to confront who you are and who you could become. That's uncomfortable. Most people avoid silence because it exposes them, but you stayed. You stayed in the quiet, you stayed in the grind, you stayed when quitting felt easier. That's why you're changing. That's why your mindset is different. That's why your tolerance for nonsense is lower. You're not arrogant, you're aligned with a future that requires sacrifice today. And yes, there will be moments when you feel invisible, when it feels like nothing is happening, when progress is slow, when motivation disappears. Those moments are not signs to stop. They are signs you're in the real work. The work that doesn't get posted, the work that doesn't get praised, the work that builds character before success. And character matters, because success without character collapses. But success built in silence lasts. So keep your head down. Let your routine become your weapon. Let your discipline become your identity. Let your patience become your power. You don't need to announce your comeback. Life will feel it. People will notice the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you no longer react to small things. That's when they'll realize you didn't just improve your situation, you improved yourself. And that's not something you explain, that's something you embody. So keep moving forward. Not for revenge, not for validation, not to prove anyone wrong, but because you owe it to the person you used to be, the one who stayed awake, wondering if life could be better. This is your answer. Not in words, not in arguments, not in explanations, in action, in consistency, in results. No explanation, just evolution. If you liked our video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Your support means everything to us and helps us grow so we can bring you even more inspiring content.